Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Kings. It's Matt, and in today's video, we have a lot to talk about, including what I believe will inevitably lead to a very sharp rise in the future of Shiba Inu's price. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So I want to talk about a technical indicator here that I don't think a lot of people have noticed yet with Bitcoin, and that is going to be a particular line which you guys are going to look at on your screen right now. Now, the main sort of idea here is that Bitcoin is finally right now at around 47,000, ready to cross past the line in which Bitcoin initially crashed. So if we look all the way back here in May, as you guys can see, this particular line here could be generally considered as the sort of breaking point. And once Bitcoin loses all of its steam, you could see how it quickly sort of deflates all the way down at one point to around 30,000. You guys can see again, 29,000 here, some awful bad lows, but you guys can see here that at certain points, it is bouncing back off that $30,000 line. Now, with SHIB, I'm noticing something extremely similar. So, if we, look at sort of a zoomed out view of SHIB, obviously our zoom is going to be a little bit less here, but regardless, when you look at SHIB here from the beginning of July versus now, you guys can see that it is about ready to cross the point in which it originally sort of had this little crash. So, again, you guys can see, July 8th or so, it starts to lose a lot of steam, heading all the way down to the mid fives. And obviously this was a pretty scary time on the channel, if you guys remember, because hey, we were all worried about this. We were like, is this going to zero? I mean, that was alarming, and thankfully it was able to snap back after having this little line of consolidation here past 6.1, 6.2, around there. So the idea here is that right now SHIB is about to cross that line again, which led to a lot of bullish momentum in the past. So again, you guys can see here, it's hurtling around the 9 mark, and again a little bit before the 10 mark. So a lot of different periods here where SHIB was performing exceptionally well after it had maintained itself past this line of support here. And really, this line of support, you could say from a conservative angle, is 8.1. Now, that is roughly what we're looking at. So SHIB and Bitcoin are about to make the same sort of market move here, and I would say this is a pretty good sign. And from a psychological standpoint, really, what this is showing is that, hey, the market has realized that this asset is still worth buying. Bitcoin at a certain point, people worry about buying it because they think, oh my God, is this going to zero one day? Am I always going to have that, risk kind of hanging over my head? And at a certain point, when you watch a crypto rebound like Bitcoin has, it gives you a lot more faith. And that's at least the way I've always thought about making investments. Ethereum at times has even scared me as well, because I've looked at Ethereum and I've said, oh my goodness, is Ethereum headed back down to 1700, and is it going to stay there? So once you alleviate those concerns, and the faster those concerns are alleviated, I would say the more likely people are to actually go and make a purchase. So Ethereum today, sitting here right around 3,200, and that's fantastic, because when you look at the 1 month here, you guys could see just about every time it dips here, and this is really over the past couple of weeks here, you guys can see every time Ethereum dips, it has a really nice snapback, and those dips don't last for long. So there's a dip here on the 8th, a dip here on the 5th, you go back here, another dip here on the 26th. So every time there's a dip in any of these spots, it is able to snap back really quick. And the quicker it snaps back, ideally, the better off we are, because that creates, a less period, a shorter period of, fear, uncertainty, doubt, which obviously, leads to generally a harder time getting back in that bull movement. So, when we look at SHIB here, with this graph, obviously, when it was consolidating here at the price, a little above 6, I had said at the time, I said, if this goes below 6, this is going to be pretty bad, because that shows that it can't even maintain this line of support. It can't even maintain itself above 6, but thankfully, it was able to consolidate and stay here right above 6 for a very long time, around 2 weeks, which is just fantastic. But not only is this fantastic, this leaves for, a definite good, sort of period of future growth here, because when you look at the relative strength index, as you guys can see, when this first takes a bit of a tumble here, the RSI is towards the top. So, this momentum, can be seen as, hey, we've, over exceeded our buying potential. We have bought too much. This crypto is now overbought. And obviously you see a dip down below, and then same thing here. It maxes out the relative strength index, crashes again, maxes out the relative strength index, crashes again, all the way down to where, again, it was hovering here in the 5s, and that was pretty bad. So what we're looking at right now is, thankfully, while SHIB is here at 8.1, take a look at the relative strength index. Hey, this is sitting right in the middle. So that's wonderful. So what this really means is that in the near future here, if we wanted to, we could buy a lot more SHIB, get it up to probably 8.5 in terms of price without the relative strength index being exceeded, meaning that this volume, this buy volume, would be considered normal. The RSI considers this buy volume to be a normal, non-alarming characteristic. And of course, when you take a look at the indicators here on TradingView, you guys can see that buy is the indicator today, and that's wonderful. It is fantastic because when you take a look at the relative strength index here, it was all the way up at 8.5, and it is barely being considered overbought. So, really for the rest of the day, we have room to get up to 8.5 if we want to, and SHIB should maintain itself without crashing. And, that's kind of the goal, on these days. We don't want to watch a volatile spike. This was a volatile spike over here, and obviously we lose a lot of that momentum, but regardless, the goal, is to keep this moving average going up, obviously, and prevent that sort of volatility from happening in the future. My personal goal is to make a gain and let that gain remain, to keep the gain without losing it. And a lot of times when you see these very volatile gains, sometimes driven by social media or whatnot, they don't really stay. They don't hold, and you could say that just about every Elon Musk tweet usually follows with a mini crash. And that's because they just can't hold when there's that type of volatility. When there's such an extreme amount of buy volume, it can't really hold itself up. And that is something I notice a lot of the time with, SHIB and with these weird spikes and whatnot. So this growth here is looking consistent, man. It's looking steady, and when you draw, a straight line, you can see it even more, how consistent this is looking here over the past week or so. So all around, guys, I think this new movement is absolutely fantastic. I would definitely say today is a decent day to buy. Of course, not a financial advisor, just my personal opinion, but I would say that today is probably a decent day to restock your bags, because I think it could be going to 8.5 within the next week and definitely staying there. And obviously that would be a nice increase. That would be, a 5, 6, 7% increase, which I think could be helpful for a lot of people, So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video and enjoyed everything I had to say. If you guys have any other suggestions you guys want me to make in the comments, on videos you guys want me to make and stuff, definitely do let me know. If you guys want to get started on Webull, link down below in the description. You each get 2 free stocks. So it could be valued up to $2,300 as well. So if you guys want to get started, the link down below in the description to Webull. And of course, you could always convert that to crypto and to SHIB sometime soon, because SHIB is going to be added on the Webull platform. So link down below in the description if you guys want to sign up for that. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. It was Matt. I'll see you all on the next video. Peace.